All right, so I'm hanging out down here in my building, and I love to come down here and tinker with the boat, tinker with tackle. I've got stuff strewn everywhere, but this is something I've been doing for a long, long time. I used to make my own jigs, still do make a few of them, and but I've always enjoyed making my own jig skirts, and so I thought I'd show you, kind of a cheap and easy way. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, using the skirt collars, the spreaders and things like that, the actual skirt making tools. But back when I started doing this, I didn't have much money, and didn't want to wait on one to come in the mail, a skirt making tool. So I came up with my own little trick, and I still do it today, 15 years later. So I use a ballpoint pen. That's a piece of a ballpoint pen that I've run the collars up on. So just a cheap pen like that, you cut the back end of it off right there, and you can run those up on there. Run a collar right up on it, just like that, up past the point part. And here's the trick: you pull the tip of it off. Now you've got a cylinder with a few skirt collars ready to go. And the only other part you need then is a paper clip that's been bent. You can see I've got a little crook in it. And what I'll do is I'll push that through, so you get right on the end that the collars are on, just like that. And then with your skirt strands, they come in what they call pads. There's usually about 20 strands on each pad. And to me, the ideal skirt thickness is anywhere between 35 and 45 strands. I know everybody's got their own preferences. If I'm wanting a thinner skirt, like a faster fall or a swim jig, I'll go closer to 35. If I'm wanting it thicker and bulkier, or for whatever reason, then I'll go up to about 45. But so 40 seems to be, kind of the ideal number to work off of, and you can go from there. But one of the best colors that you can use, to me, is just a combination of black, brown, and green pumpkin. So here's 20 strands of green pumpkin right here. I'm just going to leave that intact. And let's say I want to make a 40-strand skirt. I've got 20 brown right here. So I'm not going to count these out. If you want to get really technical, you can count them. I just split it in half. Now I've got 10 brown. Save that for later. I got 10 black. And I'll split this in half. Put all those guys together just like that. Hold them nice and tight. I'll hold it up here near the end. So I've got my little crook, little paper clip, and I'll just grab those strands back there. And then I'll kind of push that cylinder up on the pad. I'm going to stay on one end of it, and I'm going to pull that one end. Is all I'm trying to get through there, really. Just like that. Then you can, before you pull the collar down, you can kind of make everything nice and neat. And you see the collars I've lined up, so I could do 3 skirts before I had to run any more up on there. And then somewhere, towards the middle of the skirt, just roll that collar down on there. And that's pretty much ready to go. You can see the ends are still on it. Typically, I'll just run that up. I'll have these already ready to go, just like this. And I won't do anything else to it, and I'll run it up on the jig. Whatever jig I'm using, a football jig or a swim jig or Arky style, whatever style jig it is, then I'll adjust the length of the strands once I get the skirt on the jig. So I could use this on any number of types of jigs. And so it's a quick and easy way to make more if you're getting low when you're out there on the water, or you can make you up a nice stock of them. And if you want, you can add highlights. Usually something like a chartreuse and orange, you don't want to add more than a few strands of it. Seems like just 2 to 5 strands of a chartreuse or an orange, or even some flashabou or something like that can add a lot to it. Just a few strands. So anyway, nice, cheap easy trick to make your skirt making tool. That's a ballpoint pen right there that I chopped off, and a paper clip